Try to find the video. Let's get honest feedback here. How many of you are actually scared of public speaking? Come on. All right. And did you guys know? I mean, there was a survey conducted. The number one fear across the world is what?
Public speaking.
What is number two?
Death.
Can you imagine that? People would prefer to die than be put in front of the public to talk. Does that scare you? It scares me, seriously. And I was kind of the same person doing what you saw earlier. Person who initially signed out, did not know about Toastmasters, did not know about public speaking, how to be an effective speaker, how do you give effective evaluations. I started my journey there. Seriously, I don't mind admitting it, but yes, I was that same person. Right? So are you ready to start?
Yes.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so this is what our agenda is going to be today. I'm going to look at the mission of Toastmasters. What is Toastmasters? Some of the unique benefits that Toastmasters offers you as a member. How does it operate? The meeting roles. We looked at some meeting roles in the video. We'll go over them one more time. And once we have done that, we'll be actually needing some volunteers from this audience to help us out run the demo meeting. Okay? And of course, some administrative information in terms of, so let's say after this session is done and you guys are sold on Toastmasters, and we really hope you are, how do you open up your own club? What are the financials in terms of starting a club, running the club, and keeping the club running? That's what we're going to look at. Okay? And of course, any questions you guys have. Okay, so this is a mission of Toastmasters. Mutually supportive and positive learning environment, develop oral communication and leadership skills, and of course, self-confidence and personal growth. And let me start by saying Toastmasters is a global family. So Toastmasters is not something that is just in Gurgaon, just in India, just in Sri Lanka. It's actually a global family. And something funny on the Toastmasters front, when I was approached for Toastmasters, my first reaction was, Toastmasters? Do you guys make toasters? That was my first question. Second question was, is it something to do with wine tasting? Toastmasters? So none of that. Toastmasters actually is something, an organization which has dedicated itself for the last 84 years to public speaking. How do you improve yourself as a public speaker? How do you give effective speeches? What does it take to give an effective evaluation? By evaluation, I mean all of you have come from corporates, right?
Yeah.
We've all gone through the self-yearly appraisal. We've sat down with our managers one-on-one. So the evaluation that is given to you at that point of time, how many of you actually said, okay, my manager sucks in that evaluation. He did not actually tell me what I really performed well in. I didn't like my evaluation. Happened to all of us?
Yes.
Okay, so that is what you're going to learn in Toastmasters. How do you give effective feedback? How does an evaluation work? What are the key elements of an evaluation? And we have Pradeep, who you just was introduced to. He's going to be our general evaluator for today. So he's going to be taking you through the evaluation section, telling you all about how the evaluations are done, how it works, and what it takes to be an effective evaluator. So Pradeep is going to do that job today for us. Okay? Like I said, IBM is one of the clubs that we have. Toastmasters is a global family. So what you're looking at is almost 3 lakh members all across. Can you see it back there? Am I blocking the view? Okay, I'll stand here. So we have 3 lakh members all across the world. And almost 150 clubs just in India, Sri Lanka. So the Gurgaon itself has about 10-12 clubs. You expand further, get into Delhi, Noida, talking about another 20-25 clubs. So within the India, NCR, Noida, Haryana region, you're talking about almost 30-40 clubs. And these 30-40 clubs are available to you as members to go and attend meetings, to go and give speeches, and also receive feedback. So once you start your own club in this organization, You're not just restricted to this particular room. Get out of this room and go and talk in different clubs, different environments. Toastmasters encourages that, and do it as often as you can. The more you do it, the better you will improve as a speaker. Okay? And like clubs all across India, you see Bangalore, Chennai, Colombo, Gurgaon. The oldest club that we have across India is Sri Lanka, is Colombo, which was started back in 1983. Bangalore is the oldest club in India, which was started in 1992. So we can almost see that clubs have been in existence for almost 20-25 years, and they've been running very successfully. Have been actually produced very, very good speakers, especially from the Gurgaon Toastmasters and the club that's based out of Bangalore. Exceptionally good speakers, and all of you can actually get there. So some of the unique features of Toastmasters: learn by doing. So there is nobody who's going to come and tell you. It's basically a supportive environment. The more you practice, and by practice I mean the more speeches that you give, the more times that you get involved in table topic speaking. We saw what table topics means. Table topics is essentially just more of thinking on your feet, extempore speaking. So the more you do that, the better you get at it. Maybe first couple of times you might struggle with it. You might not know what to say, but the more you do that, you get better at it. So just stick in there and keep doing it. Of course, supportive environment, atmosphere. This is the place to make mistakes. Do it as often as you can and as much as you can. So if public speaking is not your forte, take up speeches every week, every month. Do it. This is the place to make mistakes. Because you're in a supportive atmosphere. There are people sitting amongst you who are not going to belittle you in terms of, this guy doesn't deserve to be up there. All the feedback that you receive in this very room, in the Toastmasters environment, is very, very supportive. And let me just point out something. Whatever the feedback that you receive, please don't take that as criticism. There's a difference between criticism and feedback. So it's somebody's kind of trying to suggest, okay, these are the areas that you can probably improve on. Take that as constructive feedback rather than, he's trying to point fingers at me. There's a difference. So make sure you are in the right frame of mind. And of course, long-term education and training. Once you start out with Toastmasters, you can go all the way. I mean, there is. We just look at the different tracks that Toastmasters offers you. But there's so much that you can do in Toastmasters, both on the communication and leadership side. I mean, leadership is not, you start out with taking on leadership roles in your club, and I think some of you are currently heading your own societies and your own clubs within your own university. So that's obviously a start, but the moment you are within Toastmasters environment, you are encouraged to take on roles beyond your own club. Get out there, get into your Gurgaon, go out there and manage 3 clubs, go out and manage 4 clubs, 10 clubs, 20 clubs. You'll be given a chance to take on these leadership roles, and when they're offered to you, please take them on, because that is what makes you an effective leader. And of course, stop me anytime that you have any questions. And constructive feedback. You're giving a speech, you'll be given a feedback on that very speech in terms of what went well in that speech, what are the certain areas that you can improve on, and how you can improve yourself as a speaker beyond that. So every speech is followed by an evaluation, is followed by an effective construction feedback from the evaluator, who's an experienced Toastmaster. So he'll be basically giving you pointers in terms of how do you improve yourself as a speaker. And of course, a member of the global family. Once you become a member with any Toastmasters club, you're free to travel anywhere around the world and go and attend meetings free of cost. If your job tomorrow takes you to Europe, US, UK, and if there is a club next to where you are staying, get in touch with that person who's running that club and tell them, okay, you're a member of Toastmasters back in India, I want to come and attend a meeting in your club. And believe me, and I am actually personally experienced this, you'll be welcomed with open arms. That actually happened to me, and Trust me on this when I say this. And of course, it's a lot of fun. Once you get into it, you see. And of course, you saw from the video, right? It's a lot of fun. You don't realize how much fun you can have in a Toastmasters environment. Any questions so far? Okay. So these are the three areas or three segments of a typical Toastmasters meeting. So our demo meeting after this presentation is going to cover all these three areas. First section is of course the prepared speeches. So this is where the members, such as you, will come prepared with a speech. You have a speech in mind, you have a topic in mind, you'll come prepared, deliver a speech for 5 to 7 minutes, and then receive feedback on that speech in the evaluation section, which is number 3 section. So that's, you have prepared speeches, evaluation, and the second segment of every Toastmasters meeting is what we call table topics, or topics, impromptu speeches. So this is something, we all remember the debates back in high school or colleges, right? Extempore debates. You are given a topic on the spot, go out on the stage, and you have about 10-15 seconds to actually think about what you want to say, and then you need to talk on that topic. And then you're evaluated based on how effectively you are actually framing your sentences and kind of speaking on that topic. So this is what we're going to do in impromptu speeches. And we're going to have that table topic session today in front of you and have a lot of fun with you. Okay? Okay, so these are some of the roles that we play in every meeting. The Toastmasters is somebody who's kind of running a sort of master of ceremony, somebody who's running the show. So every meeting has a Toastmaster, somebody who's going to be in charge of running the meeting and make sure it's done effectively. Then of course we have prepared speakers. Ideally every meeting has about 3 to 4 prepared speeches. So we have 3 to 4 members who come prepared with a speech, they give speeches, and then they receive feedback on them. Table topic master, similarly, the topic master is somebody who kind of runs the table topics session for you. General evaluator, Pradeep he's going to be doing the job. Our counter, grammarian, timer, and parliamentarian. Okay, who can tell me what an R counter is? This is the fun part. Exactly. So all of us have a tendency to talk, although we don't realize it subconsciously, but when I'm talking after every sentence, maybe I'm going, and some of us have very pet words, actually, just because everybody getting the idea, right? How many of you actually realize that we are actually using those words after every couple of seconds? We are, right? We don't realize it. And actually, one of the side effects of being a Toastmaster, maybe I can share with you, whenever I'm stuck in a very, very boring meeting, right? And I obviously don't want to listen to what the client is saying, I start counting the R's and M's to help me keep awake, right? So so that's what an R counter does. So we'll be actually, one of you will have to volunteer to become an R counter for us today, for our demo session today. So think about who wants to take on the R counter role. Grammarian, somebody who kind of keeps a check on the grammar, good usage of grammar, whether people, when they're talking, are using the correct grammar, correct phrases, they're not confusing between present tense and past tense, verbs, adjectives, pronouns. You get the drift, right? Timer, of course, every speech, whether it's a prepared speech or a table topic, is timed. So like we just saw in the video, you're given a signal at 5 minutes, which is a green signal. At 6 minutes, you'll be given a yellow signal. At 7 minutes, you'll be given a red signal. That kind of means, the moment you see a red signal, that kind of means, okay, it's time to wrap up. So end your speech as soon as you can. And for your benefit, the timings for table topics is 1 minute is green, 1 minute 30 seconds will be yellow, and 2 minutes you'll be getting a red flag. And of course, a joke master and word master. So every meeting starts with a joke of the day. So somebody from that meeting, or one of you as a member, come volunteer with a joke. So you come as a joke master, you come and share a joke, and see if you can make people laugh. Tough?
Yes.
It is tough, seriously. Okay, so apart from the joke Toastmaster, you have a word master, somebody who shares a joke, a word of the day or the meeting. And all the members are actually encouraged to use that word in that very meeting as many times as you can. Challenging, frame your sentences to make sure that word is included. It is. Trust me. Okay. So this is what the entire Toastmasters education track looks like. We have two tracks. The one on the left is the communication track. The one on the right is the leadership track. Every new member has an opportunity to work on them simultaneously. Either you can do them both at the same time or do communication first, finish that, and then pick up the leadership track. So the first level at the communication track is a competent communicator. So we have 4 levels: competent communicator, the advanced communicator bronze, silver, and gold. Each of these levels consist of 10 speeches each. So once you finish with the first 10 speeches, you can call yourself a competent communicator. Next 10, you achieve the bronze level. Next 10 makes you the silver, and last but not the least, number 10 makes you achieve the gold level in the communication track. On the right side is a leadership track. So this is where basically we're all about becoming an effective leader. We look at the different modules that are covered in each of these. But essentially you can cover skills such as time management, learning, listening, delegation, time management, motivation, inspiration. All these words that I've mentioned are actually very, very effective to become an effective leader. And if you see a good leader, you'll probably see all these qualities which are present in it. So Toastmasters teaches you that. Excuse me, you gotta bear with me, I got a bad throat, so just bear with me. Okay. Alright, so the first track that we have is the communication track, competent communication track. Consists of first 10 speeches, and these are the first 10 speeches. The icebreaker. Icebreaker is all about the first speech for every member. This is where the audience gets to know you, who you are, your education, your background, your schooling, where have you been brought up, hobbies, interests, and anything else that you want to share with the audience. This is your chance to get, the audience gets to know you. The first speech is an icebreaker. Moving on, the organize your speech, get to the point, how to say